How's it going, guys? Bringer Platoon here, and welcome back to another decent game in World of Tanks, Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be in the Emil 2, a Swedish Tier 9 auto-loading heavy tank with 12 degrees of gun depression. It's got a 120mm on it. Standard pen for the AP rounds, for the APCR rounds is 258, I do believe. Or no, sorry, 252. And then the premium heat rounds get 300 or 310. I forget what the values are, but it's one of those two. I don't have any high explosive rounds on, so I don't really feel the need to talk about them, but this is going to be a primarily Tier 9 matchup. I don't have to go against any Tier 10s, which is great, but also it wouldn't matter because this thing is only good at doing one thing and one thing only, and that is getting hull down and absolutely triggering people who can't pen it in the front because of its outrageous turret armor. It's bonkers. I'm not gonna go down the armor model of this thing, but it can't side scrape due to I didn't think this game was gonna be a good one, but like look at this T30 right off the bat, having a great game. Look at the T30 just driving straight. He's got to be away from his controller, right? I'm almost out of his way, and then I just back up just to see what the fuck is on his mind. Like, seriously, dude? You really want to continue pushing me? I could have just continued on my way. I'm just as at fault as he is. But, like, my god. Just turn your tank. And he's clearly not AFK. He was going forward that entire time with the full intention of just being okay with running into me. It's weird. But I'm an idiot, too. So, moving on with the actual game. This thing can't side scrape for shit because of the weird angling of the upper plate. Basically, it equalizes your upper plate and makes it a lot easier to pen, similar to the pike nose of the IS-3. In a way, it's not that similar, but it's got a similar mechanic / weakness to it, so be on the lookout for that. Lovely game lag. Going from 5 green bars to 4 green bars, and that jumpy fucking connection. I just got a new modem that gets rid of T3 timeouts. I don't think it's my connection anymore. It's got to be Wargaming's. It's got to be Wargaming's, and that's all I'm gonna say about the connection issues. But they need to fucking fix their servers, and that's it's getting very obnoxious. And I might take like a month-long break and then come back to see if it's any better. But you won't even notice the difference because I'll have games scheduled to be uploaded. But yeah, so Conqueror is caught out in the open. I believe this is like my second or third game with the Top Gun on this thing, and this is just well-deserved revenge. Not on the player in particular, but like just on other tanks being able to dish out 1,200 damage, or sorry, 1,600 damage on average every clip is just a godsend compared to the measly 320 or whatever you could do with the 105mm gun on this thing. It's so much better than it was, and yeah, the aim time is still ass, but at least you have the alpha to dick over people. Although I will say one very disappointing thing about the tank. Yes, it's like one of the best tanks you can be hull down in, but its reload is outrageous. 38 seconds for a 4-clip 120mm autoloader. That's almost long enough for a Death Star to reload 2 times for the time that it takes you to reload one 4-round 120mm clip. And that's a little crazy. It's a little overwhelming, but I get it. You gotta have some trade-offs with a very great hull-down tank. And I guess that's just what the price is. Also, it can't aim up. It can't... What's the technical term for it? There's gun depression and gun elevation. It doesn't elevate the gun very well. If you're going down a hill, you won't be able to aim up at people. You'll have to go down the hill and go to flat ground, turn your ass around, and then be practically looking up the hill again to aim at people because the gun elevation is that bad. Although, fortunately for me in this game, I don't have any arty to worry about, so I'm going to continue to be aggressive. I try to get a few free shots on these guys. The Motion, or the Motion, however you want me to pronounce that, gets a free shot on me. Was not expecting him to be able to do that. Thought all of my tank was hidden, but I guess not. And now I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on the Moishen by coming over here, putting a few free shots into his lower plate. I didn't think he had a decent shot into me, but obviously he did because he damages me again. And that was just foolish on my part. I don't go for the lower plate, instead just keep him tracked there because right now I just need support, and if these two push me, then I'm obviously going to die. If not a high roll from the Moishen, then definitely 2 hits. I will not be able to survive. So I load the heat for both the Moishen and the Type 4 Heavy because, you know, obvious reasons. They have a decent amount of armor. I don't want to bounce any more shots, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So Type 4 Heavy is pushing the Pershing, or M46 Patton, sorry, and I'm going to get a few free shots into him because I feel like I can take 1 hit from the WZ, maybe. I'm not absolutely sure what caliber gun that guy has, but there's 2. Really? Got to put another shell. Okay. So that was great on my part. I absolutely fluffed that shot. He's using his tank perfectly, that WZ, and I'm afraid I'm going to get shot from behind, and luckily I moved forward when I did. Otherwise, I would have gotten flanked or gotten a shell in the back of my turret from the Moishen. So good on me for doing that. I'm just trying to stay mobile. The Type 4 Heavy is dead, and I'm just going to aim down on this Chrysler K's upper plate because I have 1 shell left. T-32 fucking bum rushes him for whatever reason. And, of course, was that? That wasn't a T-32. That was the M46 Patton. My god, I've called him a Pershing and a T-32 so far. I wonder what other tank names I'll call him. So Moishen is being very passive. Not a great move on his part. He very easily could have finished me here. I'm going to load another round of heat. I'm going to hope to God for a little assistance. That light tank behind me could finish me off, but I put this dead tank in between him and myself. I do believe I finish him off, actually. I think he rolls around the corner, and I get... Oh yeah, and another bad thing about this tank is that the turret traverse is really terrible, so if you want to turn to face enemies quickly, you have to basically increase your gun, or yeah, your aiming bloom as much as possible by turning both the chassis of your tank and your turret. And I try to kill this guy, but my god, the gun is not cooperating with me, and I don't know what that fucking hits. The dirt, apparently. But yeah, for some reason this game is an ace tanker, and I don't know how many other games I'm going to have with this thing that are like this, because the reload is just terrible, and if your team doesn't fail you, then you're just going to get bum rushed by like light tanks and medium tanks that just troll you outright, or you're going to get dicked on by Artie by your very, very brittle roof armor in your turret, as well as the engine deck in your chassis. So that's great. I fully expected to die here. Of course, RNG makes my shot hit the tracks. I put a heat round through his lower plate, and then I get the kill on him. And now I'm going to put one last round into the WZ because he deserves it. And now the T-49 is nowhere to be seen. Nope, he's behind me. But luckily, the somehow full health Conqueror finishes him off. So, decent game. Almost 6,000 combined. Well, it is 6,000 combined damage, but I was almost 6,000 base. I'm not even going to count the spotting damage just because it was so minuscule. But 6,000 damage combined. Why not? Let's count it. I had on a time 5 boost as well, just to get to the Kronvan that much faster. Maybe it's a little bit better than this thing, but I doubt it. I'll probably just keep it instead of getting the Kronvan, just because it's better tier for tier, and it doesn't improve that much by going to the tier 10. So, yeah, that's fun. But game's over. Netted myself an ace tanker medal, and somehow I didn't die there, despite the many mistakes I made. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the meh commentary. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.